Hello everyone! Ito na naman po tayo for another session of our webinar series focusing on our psychological well-being. And this time, our topic is becoming more and more important in our diverse workplace. Today's session is about emotional intelligence and how we can use it to our advantage in our workplace. Because workplaces today are more diverse, dynamic, and demanding than ever before, we are constantly navigating complex social environments, collaborating with colleagues from different backgrounds, and handling stressful situations. At dahil ganyan na po ang workplace natin ngayon, baka nga po hindi na sapat ang technical skills para tayo maging successful. We need to be able to connect, empathize, and communicate effectively with others. This is where emotional intelligence come in. So let's start. Let's talk about navigating workplace challenges, the impact of emotional intelligence. For today's session, there are three important things we hope to accomplish. Yung una po, to understand emotional intelligence. We will try to understand EQ as a concept and we will discuss its significance in the workplace. Also, we will be talking about enhancing workplace dynamics. Explore po natin how emotional intelligence can improve interpersonal relationships, communications, and overall workplace dynamics. At sa huli, we intend to promote personal and professional growth. Generally, I would like to encourage all of you to develop emotional intelligence skills for your personal and professional development. So, how do we go about achieving these general objectives? Sa discussion po natin ngayon, we will be defining the key concepts of EI, and to do this, we will clearly define and explain the 5 key concepts of Daniel Goleman's model of emotional intelligence. Kasama po doon yung self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Another objective is to identify EI in action. I will be providing real corporate examples that illustrate the application of EI in navigating workplace challenges. Pag-usapan po din natin how we can develop some practical skills or techniques that will help us enhance our self-awareness, self-regulations, empathy, and social skills. Pang-apat, we will be exploring the impact of EI on leadership. Pag-usapan natin how emotional intelligence contributes to effective leadership and team dynamics, lalo na sa mga challenging situations. And lastly, I intend to encourage you to engage in self-reflection regarding your own emotional intelligence to encourage success. So without further ado, let's talk about the key components of emotional intelligence. Generally, EI refers to the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and utilize emotions effectively. It encompasses a range of skills and competencies at kasama dito unang-una na is recognizing and understanding emotions. This is being aware of your own emotional states and the emotional states of others. Kasama din dito yung pag-intindi sa posibleng impact ng mga emotions na yon sa mga desisyon at sa mga hakbang na gagawin natin. Pangalawa, EI involves managing and regulating emotions. Kasama dito yung pagkontrol at pag-a-adjust ng mga emotional responses natin sa iba't ibang sitwasyon. It also involves maintaining emotional balance and handling stress in a constructive way. Third, EI entails using emotions to facilitate thought. This includes harnessing emotions to enhance cognitive processes such as problem solving, creativity, and decision making. And lastly, EI involves empathizing and building relationships that involves understanding and responding to the emotions of others, na makakatulong in fostering strong interpersonal relationships and effective communications. Emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in personal and professional success by influencing how individuals manage their own emotions, interact with others, and handle social complexities. Sa totoo lang, emotional intelligence is often considered as key factor in leadership, teamwork, and overall well-being. For us to appreciate the significant role of EI in our lives, let's try to look at Daniel Goleman's model of emotional intelligence. It is a framework for understanding and managing emotions in oneself and others. His model consists of 5 key components, each playing a crucial role in effective emotional functioning and interpersonal interactions. Here's a clear definition and explanation for each component. According to Goleman, one of the components of our emotional intelligence is self-awareness. It is the ability to recognize and understand one's own emotions, strengths, weaknesses, and values. Kasama dito yung pagiging aware of how your emotions affect your thoughts and behaviors. Kasama din dito yung self-assessment ng ating nararamdaman at yung kakayahan natin na maintindihan ang epekto ng feelings natin sa ating mga actions at interactions. Kasama din sa self-awareness yung kakayahan natin na intindihin ang ating mga limitasyon, ang ating mga kakayahan na makakatulong sa ating personal growth. And finally, being aware of yourself will facilitate self-confidence, which in turn leads to a strong sense of self-worth and abilities. So maybe you would ask, how do I improve my self-awareness? Techniques such as journaling, mindfulness practices, and seeking feedback from others can enhance self-awareness. At mamaya, lalo pa po nating pag-uusapan yung mga techniques na yan. The second component of our emotional intelligence is self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to manage and control one's emotion in a healthy and constructive way. This involves staying calm and composed, managing stress, and controlling impulsive behaviors. Kasama din dito yung practices like maintaining emotional balance o yung mag-isip muna tayo bago kumilos. Sabi nga, think before we act. At yung kakayahan natin na maka-adapt sa mga pagbabago sa trabaho o mga pagbabago pa nga sa buhay. It helps in managing negative emotions such as anger or frustration and responding to challenges in a thoughtful and deliberate manner. If we have the tendency for self-regulations, makakatulong ito para mapigil natin ang ating sarili at kaya nating ma-handle kahit yung mga pabigla-biglang mga desisyon o mga emosyon. Self-regulation also improves trustworthiness, and this will help us maintain integrity and honesty. Another aspect of self-regulation is conscientiousness that involves being reliable and diligent, and it also improves flexibility in adapting to changes and new situations. Makakatulong din ito sa atin to become more innovative or being open to new ideas and approaches. It is important to cultivate self regulations since it will help us remain calm and composed in stressful situations, allowing for thoughtful responses rather than reactive behavior. Now, some of the workable strategies to improve self regulations include deep breathing exercises, cognitive reframing o yung pagbabago sa ating paraan ng pag-iisip, and developing coping strategies that could improve self control. Daniel Goleman also emphasized the role of motivation in improving emotional intelligence. It is our drive to pursue goals with energy and persistence and to use emotions to stay focused and inspired. Ito yung component ng emotional intelligence na makakatulong sa atin to achieve goals and to maintain enthusiasm and commitment para maabot natin yung mga pangarap natin. Motivated individuals often have a strong internal drive. They are optimistic about their abilities and are able to persevere through setbacks. Ginagamit nila yung mga emosyon nila bilang inspirasyon at hindi bilang hadlang sa mga gusto nilang ma-achieve. Key aspects of motivation include achievement drive or the desire to improve or meet a standard of excellence. Another is commitment, which involves aligning the goals and values of the organization to our personal aspirations. Motivation may also involve initiative or being proactive and taking actions. And finally, one aspect of motivation is optimism o yung pagkakaroon ng positibong pananaw despite obstacles and setbacks. It is important for us to be motivated because it will encourage us to pursue goals with energy and persistence, contributing positively to our team and to the organizations. Empathy is another component of EI. It is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others and to respond appropriately to their emotional states. By cultivating empathy, we will be able to see things from another person's perspective and to understand their emotional experience. Mas lalo nating naiintindihan ang kapwa natin. Kasama dito yung pagkilala at paggalang sa nararamdaman ng iba at pagtrato sa kanila sa paraan na naiintindihan natin at sinusuportahan natin sila. It will also help us build strong interpersonal relationships and foster effective communications and collaborations. Key aspect of empathy involves understanding others or recognizing and considering others' feelings and perspectives. Isa pa, sa pagkakaroon ng empatya sa kapwa, nasisense natin ang mga pangangailangan nila at lalo pa nating nasusuportahan yung mga kakayahan nila. Another positive result of empathy is service orientation. Because we can sense other people's needs, we can anticipate, recognize, and meet the needs of others. Nakakatulong din ito para mas ma-appreciate natin yung pagkakaiba natin, kaya nakakaya natin na irespeto ang kapwa natin. And finally, empathy heightens political awareness, encouraging us to navigate social networks and dynamics. Now, we need to develop empathy because it helps us improve interpersonal communications and enhances conflict resolution by allowing us to connect with others on a deeper level. And by practicing active listening, being open to feedback, and practicing perspective taking, we can be able to strengthen empathy. The last component of EI that we will discuss is social skills. This involves the ability to manage relationships and build networks, communicate effectively, and work well in teams. Social skills involve effective communication, conflict resolution, teamwork, and influence. It also enables us to navigate social complexities, build rapport, and foster healthy and productive relationships. Key aspects of social skills include, first and foremost, influence. This is the ability to persuade and negotiate effectively. Another social skill is communication or conveying information and ideas clearly. Kasama din sa social skills yung kakayahan na harapin ang conflict. Conflict management is a positive social skill where we are able to handle disputes and disagreements constructively. It is also an advantage if we have leadership skills. A good leader can inspire and guide individuals or groups effectively. Some other good social skills include change catalyst or initiating and managing change and building bonds that involve fostering and maintaining relationships. Remember that by engaging in team activities, practicing effective communication techniques, and developing negotiation skills, we can effectively improve our social skills. Goleman's model emphasizes that these components are interconnected and contribute to overall emotional intelligence. Pero ang importanteng tanong, how can we apply emotional intelligence in the workplace? In the workplace, individuals with high emotional intelligence are better equipped to navigate challenges. They lead team and foster a positive work environment. By developing these skills, employees can enhance their performance and contribute to organizational success. True enough, Goleman's model emphasizes that emotional intelligence is crucial for personal as well as professional success. It highlights that skills in managing emotions and relationships can significantly impact one's effectiveness in leadership, teamwork, and interpersonal interactions. Together, these components of emotional intelligence help enhance personal and professional relationships that will lead to overall success and well being. Applying emotional intelligence in the workplace can impact how we, as employees, navigate challenges. Here are some real life examples that illustrate how emotional intelligence skill can be effectively applied to address various workplace issues. This is a case of Satya Nadella at Microsoft. The challenge was when Satya Nadella became the CEO of Microsoft in 2014, the company was facing stagnation at unti-unti na bumababa ang moral ng mga empleyado. The organization needed cultural shift to revive its workforce and drive innovation. So, paano kaya nagamit ang emotional intelligence sa ganitong sitwasyon? Self-awareness and self-regulations were used. Nadella emphasized a growth mindset, encouraging the employees to learn from failures rather than fear failure. He demonstrated self-awareness by recognizing the need for a cultural transformation and managing his own reactions to the company's challenges with composure. Nadella also made use of empathy, wherein he made a concerted effort to understand employees' concerns and needs, promoting a more inclusive and collaborative environment. Isa pa, nakinig siya sa mga feedback ng mga empleyado. He even acknowledged their contributions, which improved the morale as well as engagement of the team. And lastly, his social skills also came as an advantage. He fostered open communications and built strong relationships across the organization. The outcome? Under Nadella's leadership, Microsoft experienced a revitalization in its culture, increased innovation, and significant growth in market position. Another application of EI in the workplace is the case of Google's Project Aristotle. The challenge this time was that Google sought to understand what makes a team effective after noticing variability in team performance across the company. So, how was EI applied in this case? First, empathy and social skills became helpful. Google's research, known as Project Aristotle, highlighted the importance of psychological safety, a key element of empathy. The research showed that the ability to empathize with colleagues and create a supportive environment were crucial for team effectiveness. Self-regulation and motivation had also become helpful dahil nakita nila ang mga empleyado na kayang ma-handle yung mga emotions nila at mas may kakayahan na masuportahan ang kapwa-empleyado nila. So what was the outcome? The study led to increased focus on creating psychologically safe environment in team, contributing to higher level of team performance and employee satisfaction. And then we have the case of Johnson & Johnson's response to the Tylenol crisis. Here, the challenge was that in 1982, Johnson & Johnson faced a major crisis when their drug Tylenol were tampered with, leading to several deaths. The company had to address a severe public health concern and restore consumer trust. Now, how was emotional intelligence being applied? Ginamit nila unang-una na yung self-regulation. The company's leaders managed their own emotions and responses effectively under intense pressure. They remained calm and focused on resolving the crisis. Likewise, empathy was also beneficial. Johnson & Johnson demonstrated empathy by prioritizing customer safety over immediate financial concerns. So what they did, pinull out nila yung mga problematic na mga gamot nila at naging transparent sila sa publiko. As for the use of social skills, the companies use effective communications to address their concerns, reassure customers, and rebuild trust. They also engaged in collaborative efforts with law enforcement and health officials to resolve the issue. So ano naging resulta? Johnson & Johnson's empathic and proactive response not only mitigated the crisis but also helped the company regain public trust and strengthen its brand reputation. Now, these examples illustrate how emotional intelligence can be crucial in navigating workplace challenges, whether it involved leadership during organizational change, enhancing team effectiveness, managing conflict, or even handling crisis. By leveraging EI skills, individuals and organizations can address issues more effectively, foster positive work environments, and achieve better outcomes. Now, since we have emphasized the significant role of emotional intelligence, we will now navigate how we can enhance our emotional intelligence. Here are some practical skills in developing or enhancing our EI, specifically our self-awareness, self-regulations, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Let's start with self-awareness. A valuable exercise is emotional journaling. An emotional journal is a logbook of your emotions. It is a space to reflect on our experiences and understanding what and why we feel a certain emotions. You can choose a notebook or a digital application where you feel comfortable expressing your thoughts. Dedicate a specific time each day for journaling and find a quiet and comfortable space where you can write down without any interruptions. You can start by thinking about a recent situation where you felt a strong emotions. So isipin natin, ano ba yung talagang nangyari where you feel a very strong emotion? And then ask yourself the following questions. What emotions did you experience? What triggered these emotions? How did they affect your behavior and decisions? Now, this exercise will help you gain insight into your emotional pattern and how they influence your actions. For self-regulations, one effective technique is mindfulness. Here's a short mindfulness exercise that you can try. Find a quiet place and close your eyes. Focus on your breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose. Hold for a few seconds. And exhale slowly through your mouth. As you breathe, pay attention to any tension or stress in your body and try to release it. Mindfulness helps you stay calm and composed, particularly in stressful situations. And I am encouraging you to repeat this short but effective exercise regularly because aside from improving self-regulation, this exercise has a lot of benefits like reducing stress and anxiety, enhancing focus and concentration, promoting physical health, and improves the overall well-being. For developing motivation as part of your emotional intelligence training, an engaging and effectively strategy is goal setting and visualization exercise. This exercise can help you identify personal as well as your professional goals. Understand your motivation behind these goals and use visualization techniques to enhance your commitment and your persistence. You can start by identifying short term and long term goals that you want to achieve. These goals could be related to your career, personal development, or any other areas of your life. Consider the following questions. What are the top 3 goals you want to achieve in the next 6 months? What are the 3 long-term goals you want to achieve in the next 5 years? Next, explore what motivates you to achieve these goals. Motivation can come from internal desires or external rewards. You can now consider the following questions. Why is achieving each of these goals important to you? What intrinsic rewards, for example, personal satisfaction or growth, do you expect from reaching these goals? Are there any extrinsic rewards such as recognition, financial incentives associated with these goals? Then we'll go now to visualization technique. Visualization is a powerful tool to enhance motivation and focus. Subukan natin to. Find a quiet and comfortable place where you can sit undisturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to relax. Imagine achieving one of your goals. Picture it in as much detail as possible. What does success look like? How does it feel? What are the positive emotions you experience? Visualize the steps you took to reach this goal and how you overcome obstacles along the way. Now that you have a clearer picture of your goals and motivation, let's set some actionable steps. Consider the following questions. What are the first 3 actions you need to take to move towards your goal? How will you track your progress and stay accountable? So you've now identified your goals, explored your motivations, practiced visualization, and set actionable steps. It is important to regularly revisit these exercises to keep your motivations high and stay on track. Remember, motivation is a key driver of success and persistence. Let's go now to the practical ways on how to improve empathy. An effective exercise to develop empathy is perspective taking. Imagine you're in a conversation with a colleague who is upset about a missed deadline. Consider the following questions. How might they be feeling? What concerns or frustrations might they have? How can you show that you understand their feelings? Perspective taking is crucial in developing empathy because it involves the ability to understand and appreciate another person's thoughts, feelings, and experiences from their point of view. This cognitive process is fundamental to empathy, which requires not just recognizing another's emotions, but also connecting with them on a deeper level. Finally, let's work on social skills, which include effective communications and feedback. One practical technique is practicing active listening. So when someone is speaking, give them your full attention. Avoid interrupting or thinking about your response while they talk. Reflect back what you've heard by summarizing their point and acknowledging their feelings. Active listening is a crucial social skill in emotional intelligence because it involves fully concentrating, understanding, responding, and remembering what is being said in a conversation. Hindi lang to basta narinig mo lang yung sinabi nila. It requires being genuinely engaged in the communication process. We've covered practical exercises for enhancing your self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. Remember, developing these skills take practice and reflection. Incorporate these exercises into your daily routine to see gradual improvement. Makakatulong din ang emotional intelligence for you to become effective leaders. For example, it can be used in crisis management. Dahil alam mo kung paano i-handle ang emotions mo, matutulungan ka nito to remain composed and make rational decisions. EI can also be used in managing change. Leaders with EI manage organizational change by understanding and addressing the emotions' impact on employees. Ginagamit nila yung empatya to support their team through transitions and minimize resistance. And lastly, it is helpful in leaders' decision-making. EI enables leaders to consider the emotional implications of their decisions. But beyond individual leadership, emotional intelligence also significantly impacts team dynamics. It is helpful in building trust since leaders with high EI create an environment of trust and psychological safety. This encourages open communication and collaboration among team members. It can also be used in conflict resolution. Leaders with strong EI handle conflicts effectively by understanding different perspectives and mediating disputes constructively. This helps maintain harmony and focus within the team. EI can also enhance collaboration. By recognizing and valuing diverse perspectives, EI helps leaders build cohesive team, and leaders who practice empathy and social skills are able to recognize and celebrate achievements. They offer support during difficult times and keep the team motivated and engaged. As our last objective for today's session, self-reflection is a crucial practice for personal and professional growth. It allows us to assess our own EI skills and identify areas where we can improve. So let us explore how to engage in self-reflection and use it to enhance our emotional intelligence. For self-awareness, it is important to ask ourselves, how well do you understand your own emotions and how they affect your behavior? Can you recognize your emotional triggers and patterns? In reflecting on your self-regulation skills, let's ask ourselves, how effectively do we manage our emotions, especially in stressful situations? Are we able to stay calm and composed under pressure? For our motivation, you can ask yourself, what factors contribute to your current motivational level? What strategies can you implement to stay motivated? And how has my motivation impacted my performance and well-being? In empathy, let us reflect on how well do we understand and respond to the emotions of others. Do we actively listen and show empathy in our interactions? And finally, for our social skills, you can reflect on how skilled are you at building relationships, resolving conflicts, and communicating effectively with others. And how do you handle feedbacks and criticism from others? How do you use that feedback to improve your interactions as well as your relationships? Take a moment to reflect on these questions and jot down your thoughts. Being honest with yourself is key to gaining valuable insights. As my final tip for all of us, I am encouraging you to use these digital applications to support your emotional intelligence development. You can search for Mood Meter app, which can help you track and reflect on your emotions throughout the day, enhancing your self-awareness skills. Another suggested app is Headspace or Calm app. Headspace or Calm app can improve mindfulness and meditation practices that can improve in your emotional regulations and can improve stress management skills. To wrap up, we are able to discuss that emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and effectively use one's own emotions and the emotions of others. We also talked about Daniel Goleman's model, which builds on the foundational work of emotional intelligence, emphasizing its role in achieving success and fostering healthy relationships. Also, we mentioned that emotional intelligence encompasses several key components such as self awareness, self regulations, motivation, empathy, and social skills. And finally, we've seen that emotional intelligence significantly impacts leadership and team dynamics. As we wrap up this webinar on emotional intelligence in the workplace, it is important to recognize that emotional intelligence is more than just a word. It is a critical competency that shapes our work environment. It shapes our leadership effectiveness and it shapes our ability to collaborate and innovate. Thank you for your engagement and commitment to fostering a more emotionally intelligent workplace. Remember that emotional intelligence isn't just a skill, it's the heart of every successful workplace, leading with empathy, and the rest will follow. Once again, this is Cheryl Villaluz, registered psychologist, saying, have a nice day ahead.